The death of a child, I can only describe as being the worst possible thing I could ever imagine an individual going through.
I have to psych myself up every day to go out there and honor her and live the life that she didn't have a chance to live.
Peter Cunningham, co-founder, CeCe Cares Pediatric Epilepsy Foundation.
Sarah Cunningham, founder of CeCe Cares Pediatric Epilepsy Foundation. I think every family who has a sick child or a child with challenges understands the lack of control that you feel.
We have twin girls, CeCe and Reese. CeCe was actually diagnosed with epilepsy before the first year of age. Soon thereafter, they were able to diagnose her specifically with something called Dravet syndrome. And Dravet is a very serious form of epilepsy. So from the age of 1 to the age of 3, we went through a very aggressive therapy schedule with physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and a variety of others. Unfortunately, shortly after her 3rd birthday, CeCe went to bed and didn't wake up. She passed away in the middle of the night.
The sense of losing a child is indescribable. The day that CeCe died was the worst day of my life. I just want to go to bed at night and not have her be the last thing that I think about. And when I wake up in the morning, not have her be the first thing that I think about. I used to lay in bed at night just paralyzed by this fear that tomorrow was going to be the day. With epilepsy, I felt so out of control every day because I did not know when the next seizure was going to come. Instinctively, sometimes I could feel it, as if I knew today was going to be the day that she was going to have a seizure.
When an individual has more than 1 seizure or 2 or more seizures, it's actually defined then or diagnosed then as epilepsy. It's estimated that about 120,000 kids are diagnosed with epilepsy on an annual basis. And of those 120,000, nearly 40% have some form of chronic epilepsy.
Imagine being told that your child is sick and then being told it's going to cost you almost $3,000 a month to pay for medication to try and keep them healthy. You shouldn't have to make the choice as to whether or not you can provide food or you can provide medication. We knew that we had to transform the grief into action. It was the only thing that we could do. We had amazing friends and family that were supporting us, and they really urged us to do something.
The CeCe Cares Pediatric Epilepsy Foundation's mission is to provide emotional and financial support to children suffering from pediatric epilepsy.
There is so much incredible work that's being done with research, but these families need help now. They need money. They need to know that there's somebody out there that understands. I feel like this is the right thing to do for her, for our family, because these families need our help. And it's more than just writing a check and having a party and having a fundraiser. It's having a purpose and creating a purpose for her and for her life by making a difference in other people's lives.
The CeCe Bear program was set up really for dual purpose. The first was to provide a child who had been diagnosed or is being treated for a chronic form of epilepsy to be able to get a teddy bear.
We thought about her eyes when we designed the bear because she had these incredibly big, beautiful eyes, and it was almost as if they bore into you.
The second part of the CeCe Bear program is to actually provide financial support to the families burdened with trying to pay for the high medical costs of treating pediatric epilepsy. There are a variety of expenses that insurance just doesn't pay for. For example, medication, we have requests or stories of families paying anywhere from $200 to $3,000 a month just for medication. Families are taking out second mortgages oftentimes just to pay for those incremental expenses.
The monies that are raised are helping families be able to afford basic things that they need for their children to be able to live and survive. And they're scared out of their minds about how they're going to pay for it.
Essentially, what we're doing is providing financial grants to provide some relief to these families.
Approximately 90% of the monies raised goes directly towards helping the families today.
The clinicians also have really been excited about the program.
These bears are delivered to hospitals where families right now are being diagnosed with epilepsy. They're sitting in a chair and someone is telling them that their child is sick and they don't even know what it means. And then you're handed this bear and you see your child get excited because their stuffed animals are their best friends. For a moment, you smile and you forget about the fact that you've just been given this diagnosis that will forever change your life.
We have a variety of stories of families and children that we've been able to help in our first year. Let me tell you this story about Grady. We were able to help them this first year by providing money that went towards helping to pay for medication. Second, an iPad with specialized software on it to help him better communicate as he has severe developmental delays. Grady had a dream to actually play Little League baseball, so by us buying a cooling vest for him, he was able to play baseball for the very first time.
We've provided an MFit monitor for another family so that they can sleep at night. They had not slept by themselves without their child in bed for over 4 years. And by providing them with an MFit monitor, they got their bed back. But more than that, they're able to start building a relationship as a couple again.
We found that in our journey that the amount of stress of having a chronically ill child for the parents and for other family members is really immense. The emotional stress, and then there's the financial stress as well. And I think ultimately the reason for creating the CeCe Cares Pediatric Epilepsy Foundation was really our way of helping ourselves by helping other families.
When CeCe died, our dreams died too. We had dreamed of raising our 2 daughters in the city together. When she passed away, we had to create new dreams. And I was afraid to dream again, to have hopes and to make plans. But with her death, I couldn't let my ability to dream die too. For her, for us, for our family, we had to be able to think about the future again and the possibility that we can be happy. We made the decision the night that CeCe died that we could not let our family disintegrate. That for the sake of Reese and our own lives, that we wanted to choose to be happy. For a moment, if we can take away that sense for families that they don't have control or that people don't understand what they feel like, and let them know it's okay. You can buy some medication. You can get the tool that you need to help your child be a little bit more successful. That makes me feel better. And then I can move on that day. When I'm in my car, I can picture her in the back seat looking at me, telling me which songs to play, and moving her head around and just dancing like nobody's watching. What's your mama's name?
Sarah.
And what's your papa's name?
Keith.
What's your sister's name?
CeCe.